Hi, my name is Judith Ann Warren, and this is my book, Moments of Clarity in Times of Disparity. And I just wanted to do like a little promotion of my book. As you can see, this is me. And I wrote and illustrated this beautiful color illustrated completely poetry book. Everything's done by me. Everything, the sketches, the artwork is all done by hand. And I just want to show you some of the pictures. They're all in color. This is one of my poems. Some of them are long, some of them are short. And I wrote this book and I'm just going to read you the prelude. This is to the reader. This book is written for those of you who find beauty in the strangest things, for those of you who try to understand the world and make sense of it all, for those of you who try to find meaning in the darkness, for those of you who find strength in despair, for those of you who know that there is more to life than what meets the eye, for those of you who question everything, for those of you who go against the grain, for those of you who fight with open eyes, for those of you who want to feel everything with passion and vigor despite the pain because you know it's worth it. And a little bit about my book. I'm selling it on Amazon, and you can also contact me directly if you're interested in buying it. I'm going to read you a few of the poems. The book has 212 pages, fully illustrated. Another beautiful poem, beautiful artwork by sketches. This chapter is called The Creative Mind. I'm going to read you a poem called Spoken Words. Soft-spoken speaker, does speaking softly make you weaker? If you're loud and speaking loud to those around you in the crowd, does it mean that you're obscene to those around you in the crowd? Speaking loud or speaking soft, softly spoken, like we're taught. Spoken words, just spoken once, like speaking loud in the crowd. Can be better in a letter, writing won't upset her. Words are special when written right, like writing feelings through the night. Write them softly, right away, put pen to paper, and you'll say, spoken softly, here I am, put pen to paper, and press send. And this poem is about being a writer. It's also about communicating with other people, and I also put send in the end, because now we don't necessarily put pen to paper anymore, but we text people, we message people, we email people, and it's important to tell people how we feel and let them know how we feel. And this is the illustration of a soft-spoken speaker. And this poem is called Jack and Jill, and this is a dark nursery rhyme or spoof on the poem Jack and Jill. Green grass on my ass, sliding, flabbergast, sliding down a rocky hill, like Jack and Jill for daily thrill. When Jack goes down, then Jill comes up. Tell Jack and Jill to try to chill. My broken crown all around, like it Jack and Jill. I tried to chill, but couldn't sit still. I fell right down on my crown. Broken pieces all around, like Jack and Jill, I couldn't sit still. I had to do it for daily thrill. The thrill was lost with my crown. Broken pieces all around. And this chapter here is called Romance and Love Poetry. I'm going to read you some love poems. This is called To Be in Love. Let's live for right now. Right wrongs, how long I've cried, dismissed these same songs, to be in love, above, ahead, away, scared someday to be in love, what with one word to describe, to be truly heard and yearn for, true love, to love him, within, without, about us, you think I'm nuts, I love your gut, says what? And this poem is called Love. Trying to find a truce, to bend the rules of trust, from lust, a format, a must, that comes from your gut, to rearrange these strange pangs that drive you insane, and make you feel insecure and unsure and ill-equipped and ripped right from inside your insight. You find peace for a while, and you begin to smile, and then cry crazy tears from fears that seem so insincere. In a gaze, these days don't faze you. You walk through the haze, an elastic grip that makes you whipped and wiped clean, feeling of meaning and underlying devotion that plays on your emotions like a potion, that feels like a poison, a possession from inside a prison of light that feels right and sprouts out into doubt. You let out an ill shout and fall down to the bitter end. You descend and give up and give love and give life, the worth of birth of new earth to make right the wrongs of old songs that string you along, a platform for the unborn acorn. And that's about love, you know, and in the end it says a platform for the unborn acorn, and it's basically saying, for those who don't know about love, this is the story, and it's a little bit about my experience and others' experience, and how love can drive you and make you feel good or bad, make you crazy at times. And I'm going to read you another poem. It's called Fall Away. Mind reader, time feeder, like dead wood, old cedar, cold giver, love receiver, hate feeder, mind reader. Today's the day we walk away, an aching skull with a mind of pain, practically dead with a broken skull inside, eyes wide open, realize the lies. Broken glass, random thoughts, meanings, no meanings, where meetings get caught. Meetings of minds, wisdom aside, passing by this broken lie. Rash in the day, we all fall away. If patience is a virtue, then wait one more day. Realize the hours, the mountain of time. If wanting is waiting, then why even try? Blissfully scorned, sleeping all day, a mountain of imagination is about to get away. Try not to get caught, just like we're taught. Blissfully numb, stupid and dumb, tragic, so tragic with a brain full of shame. Nothing's as tragic as those who are lame. Awaiting the day, the hummingbird sings, good morning, and new love will spring. And this is my illustration. And she's hello. She's crying, and then she's also meeting. And I'm going to read you a poem for my next chapter. This is called Spiritual Poetry. It's called the G, which stands for God, but I call him the G because the God can mean anything. We have so many names for God. We have Yehuda and whatever your religion calls God. Mine is Yehuda. Man said to G, how are we free? If we can't have money, honey, then what's left to see? G said to he, who can you be? You're nothing like me, though you're made of me, something man cannot see. If your cares are material, then why do you choose me? I cannot be what you want me to be. I am your creator, something you cannot touch, taste, or see. So therefore, man is not free. Our souls are not reincarnations of faceless shapers, these wasters who recreate you on paper, evaporating your creator to create an unobtainer, to replace the unobtainer on a disposable savior. That is damnation, destroying your nation, fading the greater of those who are waiting on material salvation, for those who lack patience, belittling my whittling in order to create your own creator on a green sheet of paper that you'll save for later. We cannot save our own salvation. Your soul is my creation, something you cannot touch, taste, or see. It's inside of you and me. Our soul needs to be free, so you can see what I want you to be. You forget what you're made for and behave just to save for something that's paid for. Then what's left to live for? If we live for what we die for, and we strive for a better life for something I cannot pay for. So stop asking me for something I cannot see, because that is not of me, and I cannot be what you want me to be. And this is the illustration that goes with this poem. And this is about, in today's society, and I think this is something that man has dealt with, we make our greater powers money. Our God becomes money and owning things rather than like our own spiritual happiness. And God is not money. God is not a material thing. And, I think it's sad that we praise money the way that we do. And my next chapter is called Tumult and Turmoil Poetry. And these are darker poems. And this poem is called Doubt. And this is about like the tortured artist, you know? Still standing, handing out doubt from pain that sprouts out your eyes, mouth, and ears, stemming from your fears, making things seem real that you cannot feel. To be deceived, at last the web is weaved, retrieved, taken in, stemming from sim. All the things that you let in, give into you who knew that knowing was a way of showing off. What you lost, the host boasted about doubt. Self-doubt makes you want to see things, giving in, letting life inside you, denying, trying to hide the truth of your youth, used and abused what ruined you, too soon to learn, love, feel things, real things, find meaning, deceiving, denying, trying to find the truth of what made you, your transformation, unable to find the patience, recommended, descended, deceived, retrieved, life's fight, wishing and conditioning yourself to feel frightened, igniting fire, expired, tired, and put out. And this is all about doubt. It's something that we deal with a lot. And this is my illustration. It shows a man being pulled or a woman being pulled in all directions. This poem is called Rage. Going through life with a sharp knife to her right, ready to fight with all her might, ready to bite bitterness with withered teeth that feast on rotten meat, ready to meet her match. A plan is hatched to dispatch. Her mind takes over and pushes her forward and lowers her into her doom, illuminating her allies that despise her, in order to dispose of what they know, stemming from absurd words, incurable dis-ease, a function that lies in your mind junction to corrupt the innocent, to cure cancerous tumors and numerous rumors that bloom from Dune, soon to see that the mind is meant to be free of the insatiable she, half dead and half alive, thriving to ride out the storm, worn out and torn out, staggering on a stage, phased with rage in a cage, ready to engage, reading from a page to stay calm and carry on. It's just a false alarm, trying to disarm her army. Her body has a quality that's killing and willing and filling her up with stuff that makes her nuts. And this is the illustration. And, you know, all these poems are about me and how I feel at times. And, you know, like if I'm feeling upset or angry or rageful, you know, writing helps me. You know, whenever I have a feeling, I put my poems, my words, I put them into art. And that's really like the greatest, you know, as an artist, they say like the chicken before the egg. And we tend to be very emotional people. And we have to take those emotions and we have to write about it. And we're able to create beautiful things. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for being an artist. This poem is called The Extinction of Wishes. I'm fighting mighty me, righting wrongs, writing these same songs that go wrong, stinging me, stringing me through dark nights. My foresight says go back, my hindsight says relax, it's in the past, I can't take it back. So I whack weeds and plant seeds to do good deeds that feed off my own need to succeed and exceed expectations with no hesitation to win while sinning, smiling, grinning, grinding my teeth. I feed off dark sparks, too smart to have faith in my own heart. My heart won't start, it's been torn apart, wishing me to listen. I am rising, I have risen from another dimension, entering hell's kitchen in a city where pretty, witty little girls meet conditions that cause remission, the extinction of wishes. And this is my illustration. Once again, and this is about being an artist and fighting for what you love, and you know, and it's hard. Being an artist is a very, very hard form of work, and trying to make a name for yourself and trying to make a career for yourself through your art. So this next poem is called, this next chapter is called Poetic Justice for the Existential Crisis, the Human Condition, and I am a huge existentialist. So this poem writes about that. This chapter talks about that. This first poem that writes about that, The Accused, it's called The Verifiable Dis-ease that squeezes life into a preoccupation and degeneration of self, acknowledging knowledge from frivolous truths, that begin at youth to be abused and have no clue about what to say or what to do, only to waste away and sing the blues, a tune that spawned a new dawn for the forlorn, this plan that has been crammed into a cramped space where they expel misplaced waste only to retrace their haste, skimming and scamming and rebranding, playing games that earn pain and tame shame. They face the world spoiled and foiled by free men who team up and seem to dream up dreams that scream out and shout out the life spout, this dead race of people who have been enslaved by a depraved sense of self, left to theft and thievery for their mischievous grievances, relying on an unreasonable excuses that have been denied, so they decide to ride on the tide of their pride, trying to hide away with nowhere else to stay. They have been slain by their own preoccupation, only living life for the right to die right, scared, broken, bloody, and bruised. They have been used and reused to excuse old wounds. They are the accused. And this is my illustration. And this poem is about people, being hurt and the conditioning that goes with it. This next poem is called The Alcoholic Atrophied Mind. And this is about an alcoholic. Inside a time gap, the time continuum of a challenged brain, infected and defective by the defiant side, it collides with the world, swirling, slowing down in slow motion, swelling and propelling. The human race has gone to hell. All that is left is to exist in a memory, the distant past, once told the story of glory, once sitting, smoking grass, past and consumed, encompassed by doom, looming and swooning, swimming and singing, covered in white linen. We turn a blind eye, whispering, mocking the man who made us. He who gave us life had the foresight to ignite us with death, cold, swift death, encompassing a cold breeze, ease. We foresee what we see, sleazy slickers from liquor, quicker and stronger and longer than before, rude, repellent remarks on an arc of truth, a coming of youth, transparency in the eyes of liquor. We slither, entangled in lies. We despise these eerie cries from the bottle. It screams sadder than before. A commotion is brewed. The whore is unscrewed. The bottle cap is to recap and undo you. A facade is taking you. For you wants to undo what you can. Nothing is undone. You can run, sniveling, quibbling. The liquor is quicker. You scream. You are mean. I have seen the foreseen. Unravel your wallet and give your money to me, and you'll see what I see. Clarity, insight, it beckons from beyond the grave. This cold wave to save the enslaved, what you saved. You unleashed a tornado of pain that will drive you insane. It will undo your pain, unscrew you, then do you into your grave where no one is saved. It's atrophied your mind and your brain. And this is the illustration that goes with it. And my next chapter is called A Prelude to Mankind, and this is the illustration for this chapter. It's about man. And this is called Life's Calamity. The morality in mortality is a depravity in humanity, for there is no sanity in life's calamity. We are conditioned by strife and lack of human rights, rising to crooked grief with our disbelief, diseased by dead ease of dead eyes who begin to realize that we all will die. We take a strand from man and rebrand the unforgiving hand with its needless demand and ask him to understand that our fragmented lies will appease cries, wishing that disbelief will die when we colonize. Our insatiable mind will eventually find that our grand design is a stillness of time that burns from inside. Our motives will unlined. We will try to find what we despise, trying to be kind in the fragile mind who lags behind in these unusual times when we try to find the innumerable signs that are designed for the eyes of the blind, along with misplaced ways that do not phase and are held to be in democracy. And this is the illustration that goes with it. So, someone working at Burger King, which is kind of like the minimum wage and the struggles that people go through. It seems like our system is very broken. And this poem is called The Story of Woman. It's one of my favorite poems for all you feminists out there. This is Adam and Eve. Once upon a time there was a beautiful mind that laid with beasts and feasted on an apple tree that grew from an apple seed that sprouted from a twisted weed. It gave life creation, but it came with humiliation. Aware of despair in her naked body, she let down her hair, for her knowledge turns to the earth cold, but her story is sold to unknown black hole of money and gold, priceless agony and tragedy, tormented and tortured, all because she ate from the apple orchard, choking on apple rinds, closing her eyes to the undying kindness that binds the human mind. She regurgitates blind hate, for it is our fate to retaliate. Overdosed with what she now knows, she becomes comatose, and she lays with foes, for her story is true. She ate the fruit called the apple of truth, and she grew into me and you. Grew into that was Eve, and if you guys know, it's another one of my heroes. Her name is Lilith, and this is Lilith. And Lilith was supposed to be before Eve, and Adam kicked her out for being too strong as a woman, too much of like her own woman. He wanted like a smaller woman, and they made Eve. So she's another hero of mine. Plagued by hate and fate of condemned friends in the hands of a simple man, a simple mind who is blind and unkind to those with different eyes and thighs of another side, this rigid and frigid lie that tries to find ways to mess with your mind, the rigidity and virginity and ideology that's an obscenity to amend and bend the rules to appease to fools so they can rebrand and reprimand and command the lady land. But I want you to know it's just a low blow by some dumb Joe who can blow hard when he's off guard. There'll be a quick wisp of a kick to a place where face meets fist, along with his air of those who share his care, because I breathe hard when I blow, and he'll go to that dark place that you know when I let go. And a little bit about Lilith is, she was such, apparently she was a free spirit, and today she's considered a demon who seduces men, and that is her demonic skill, her skill of seduction. And it just shows you how unfortunate how hard it's been for women over the years, and I think Lilith should be a hero and rather than a demon. But thank God that we're getting to a place where we're finally, hopefully, going to break that glass ceiling. And my last chapter is called Where Art Thou? And this is the illustration. And I'm going to read you one last poem from this chapter. And I'm going to read you A Million Miles from the Sun. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read you The Snow Mound. This is a great poem. There's tons of poems in this book, and you can read all of them. There's, 212 pages filled with poetry and illustrations. This is called The Snow Mound. Laying low below the cold snow, the storm begins to blow. You find yourself buried deep inside the snow. You grow up in a bunker hole, listening to the sound of storm clouds cooling you down. You live inside a snow cloud of smoke. You choke. You awoke. You're soaked. You soaked yourself down into the ground, into a mound downtown, where you wait and watch the others as they walk by your snow mound, watching little sisters walking with big brothers, remembering the friends you once had and lost forever when you walked past your snow mound, a low blow for a young doe growing up in the cold snow. And once again, there's tons and 212 pages of poetry and illustrations, and this book, it just like once you hold it in your hand, you're gonna love it, you're gonna read it, you're not gonna want to stop. And once again, you can find me on just look up Moments of Clarity in Times of Disparity. You can find me on Amazon. You can email me, let me know you want to buy a poem, you want to buy the book, and you want to buy my poetry. My email is judithannart@gmail.com. You can go straight to my website, which is www.judithanncollection.com. And I just want to give like a really special thanks to my awesome friend, Stephen Akinyele, and he's been videotaping this whole thing, and I just want to say thank you to Trading Photos for this awesome opportunity to be on his show and to work with him, and it's been a real blessing. Thanks again.